Last we left off, you woke in the morning to find a saddened Ogden, who found Mum in the cellar, dead, stabbed to death by a weapon made of ice. Gat then took some beans that he had found and decided to plant one of them in a nearby pot and found himself face to face with a disgruntled statue of his likeness. After Baron severed his head with a quick strike with mason's tools, the enchantment was lost. Then, after mending the head back on, magic was still gone, and we were left with a turtle stone statue. Eventually, after speaking it over, you made your way to speak with Speaker Duvessa Shane, and not only inquire information about Torga, but have some other conversations about how she should protect her city, as well as what god she should worship, and she said she would look into some of those things. Eventually, she did tell you that a dwarven woman named Hlyn had just been in, telling you about the murderings that had been happening, and potentially a lead for Mum's death, and to then find Hlyn in Northlook, her usual hangout. Which we last left off with you approaching the tavern doors, stepping in to find a rowdy group. The bar rather full. Behind the bar, Baron, you would notice Scramsax, the bartender / owner. In your knowledge, you know him as an old veteran, somebody that's been another one of those bounty hunters that has been kind of out of the game, but still kind of runs some things under the table. But the morning is yours, or the day is yours, rather. What do you do inside the bar?
We came here to look for Hlyn, right?
You did. Stepping in, who's the tallest of you?
The dwarf.
No way. There's no way Baron's the tallest.
I think it might be
Whimsy, how tall are you? Are you 6 foot?
5'10"?
5'10". You are the tallest, because I think Gat is 5'6". How tall are you, Quincy?
5'9".
5'9". Okay, so close.
Man, we're a short party.
As you're walking in, Whimsy, give me a dexterity saving throw.
Not to get bitten.
By the fish.
Oh, you're going to hit your head on the top of the door.
Never mind, I'm not getting hit.
As you're coming in, having potentially already heard the rumors of old Bitey constantly keeping an eye out, you see, as soon as you come in, being the tallest, it lunges its head down to trying to snap it at your head, and you duck out of the way, and it returns to its natural flopping / resting self.
Nice to meet you.
Baron, looking around, you do spot Hlyn walking from the bar, making her way through the crowded tavern all the way to the back, her usual spot, so she can survey the entire landscape. It's a small 2-seater table, kind of nestled in a corner. Do you approach?
Right, I see her in the back there. I think it's best if we all crowd around and so she can't escape, and really box her in. All right.
She's not the criminal, right?
No, she is not the
No,
criminal.
but-
She is the one that has been
In character.
tailing. Oh, okay, yeah.
Is there
No,
some
of course
reason
not.
she'd run away from you?
Well,
History here.
we'd have to chase her. If she did. No.
Wait, Baron,
I'm
so
sure
did
it'll
you
be
do
fine.
anything to her to make her want to run
Are you
away
sure?
from you?
Are you sure you should?
What if I
Like,
had?
maybe you can stay in the corner, and we'll go and talk to her if it's gonna be a thing.
I'll go and talk to her. Why don't you take care of Miss Sariel here? There's a lot of unsavory types about.
I can take care of myself.
She's perfectly capable of taking care of herself.
Sorry, I'll roll a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. $16.
Okay. You hear a commotion coming from closer up to the bar, and you hear scram sacks as you're turned towards the commotion. Bottle raised in his hand, yelling at one of the patrons, "You're gonna pay or else!" And he throws this bottle, and the person that he was aiming at ducked and dodged, and you see the bottle coming, and you dodge as well, and it shatters against the back wall, narrowly missing. But this is...
Maybe,
That's the dissertation clean area.
I might gotta maybe hang by Quincy a little bit. I think that'll be good, and I'll scoot a little closer to Quincy.
The good thing you're short like a dwarf. All right. I'll go talk to her.
Alrighty.
Mr. Gat, be my assistant. Be my lieutenant.
Okay, I can do that, I guess. I've never been a lieutenant before. Is that important?
Nah, you know, it's like yeah, you've got a captain and he's got a lieutenant, and
Is
know, the
this like
captain-
military hierarchy then?
yeah, isn't that how it goes on boats and things like that? And you know, you're
I
I give the order to you, and you give the order to everybody else.
I can do that. I can give orders.
All right,
All right, we can go.
you're gonna help me listen to this woman.
Okay. And making your way over, you see every single table is just packed full with unsavory, just foul stenched individuals. You know, everywhere you look, there's a person with half their teeth just, you know, laughing and making a ruckus. You see people playing the knife game, fingers, and trying to see how fast they can go. Some people, you see scars and things all over their fingers starting to play, arm wrestling, just you name it. This seems to be just a place of gambling and you know, games, and just, yeah, between a lot of unsavory characters. But you make your way over to Lynn, and she is hood up, and like the kind of burying her face inside the chest portion of her cold weather gear, just barely looking. You can see just the top of her face, and simply just because of the candle that's on the table. But she sees you approach. Not be looking for any company this morning. And she takes a drink.
Well, we won't be here long. Unless you want to meet somewhere else. We just have some questions. We saw you coming out of Lady Duvess's.
You
Been
did?
tasked with putting a certain matter to rest. Someone's been taking some folks out.
Hey, keep your voice down. This place is a place for rumors, and things spread like wildfire here. And she's looking around. Sit. And she leans in. What do you want to know?
How do you know it's that man?
I just know, I feel it in my bones, I follow him. I started to notice it in the other towns, and it seemed like everywhere he went, someone was dying. The night after whatever sacrifice was supposed to be happening. It's like a punishment. There's something off about him. He doesn't wear any cold weather gear. His eyes, if you looked at his eyes.
Oh yeah, he's a weirdo for sure.
He knows his way around a sword. Plus, doesn't get
You
any
seen him
points.
fight?
I've seen him handle it. He hasn't killed anybody with the sword, but I've seen it. Plus, him being associated with that Torga lady isn't really good news either, but I would pay 100 gold pieces. I'd bet 100 gold pieces on my life. On that it's him that's killing people.
But you haven't actually seen him do it.
No, I mean, if I had, then he'd be arrested by now. I'd have more proof. Or I'd be dead.
Why haven't you caught him? You've followed him, you've suspected this. Are you scared?
No, I'm not scared. All right, maybe a little bit.
What's inside?
I'm getting old. Not as strong as I used to be. He's young. If he's killed this many people, he's probably got to be good at it. I don't know if I could handle my own. So I keep a distance.
Usually strikes at night.
Well, I can't tail him all the time at night. I try to do it mostly in the morning, in the day. And plus it's dark out all the time, so it's every time is under the cover of night.
What else was I gonna ask?
Well, what about now? You're not watching him now.
Did you
Ah,
go
Mr.
over
Quincy.
with them?
I thought we all went over.
Oh no, it's just me and Gab.
Oh,
You're more than welcome to if you wanted to.
That was what I was gonna ask. Is like, well, since you've been tailing him for so long, where does he spend most of his time in town? Does he have any kind of routine?
Well, you see, it's really just around the new moon time. So, like right now, there's no worry that he's going to kill anyone. It's over with.
Right.
I went.
Did you try to follow him last night, or when that happened?
I did that. I mean, last night I was following him. He was over by the east gate. And he went outside, and I wasn't going to be tailing him out that way. That's a death sentence for me to go out by myself. Plus, I figured there's no harm in going out to the east gate. There's no people out there, unless he was going to another town.
So who died last night then?
I don't know. But I figured I watched him as much as I could. I figured this is the biggest city. I can't follow him all over the place. Figured I'd tell Duvessa, and she'd be able to enlist some of her people to help keep an eye on him. So if nobody's died yet, then I don't know. But he normally doesn't wait.
You did the right thing. We'll be on it.
If I've collected a fair share of money in my days. I've got a personal stake in this. I really want to see him brought to justice, whether it's through death or captured. I'd be willing to pay whoever brought him in or his head.
Now, you're a skilled bounty hunter. You've been doing this a long time. I usually track animals and the like. Do you have any tips on hunting a man like this? I've got the muscle here. This is my lieutenant, Mr. Gatt.
Haven't seen his kind around these parts. I'm actually from the jungles of Cholt. You might have seen me my first time through here on my way to the World Tree, but I imagine not very many people come around these parts. No, I can't say
He's a
they
Yeti
have.
slayer.
Oh, you killed a Yeti, eh?
There's a statue of him in what is it, Kelvin's Comfort. Pretty
Wow.
amazing.
I might have to go check that out. Normally I stay here for, the good gossip. But if you're going to be taking him out or trying to find him isolated, I'd probably try to figure out a day when they're wrapping up the shop and taking it down to wherever they hold all their goods. Normally it's just him. Torga's above that. She doesn't follow all the way to the storage shed. Once she's done selling, she's done. Follow him. Maybe he's got a lackey with him. But she doesn't entrust her goods to no one but people she trusts.
You know where they hold their goods? Is it one place, multiple places? Any idea? I have some idea, but I'm wondering if she knows or has any other.
I think
Quincy knows,
um
but we don't know that Quincy knows.
Quincy, was it? Did I say that their goods were down south with the rest of them?
Last I remember, you said their goods. They kept the goods on the horses in the stable.
Okay, that's what I thought I said, but I remembered the separates.
Yeah, here at this particular bar too, right?
Yes.
And yeah.
Actually, I think they're keeping their goods here in the stables at Northlook. Scramsax, you know him, he don't care. He don't ask no questions. You pay him enough gold, he looks the other way for about just about anything. To be truthful, it's part of the reason why I stay here, at least during this time. You know, it's always my favorite. But I haven't seen him around here. I don't think they stay here. I think they just house their goods here.
So it's under lock and key by Scramsax, and do they have people here watching it?
Well, I imagine right now it's midday. They're probably got all their goods out at the market.
At the market, eh?
But at night, yes, the stables are locked. Just keep thieves from coming in, stealing.
Are they guarded too? Or are they just locked up?
There's normally one. Northlook guard, not somebody from their group. It's part of Scramsax's detail. Sometimes you'll take people that owe him debts, and Scramsax will make them watch.
All right. Where does Torga hang about after market at night?
I haven't really followed Torga a whole lot. It's been Sefik I've been after.
Well, where does he go?
I don't know. I follow him. He mostly just wanders the streets at night. I can't do that forever. I need to warm my toes.
He just walks around the town. There's no rhyme or reason to it.
Every now and then I see him knock on people's doors, and sometimes he collects satchels from them. I think he's collecting payments for Torga.
Alright.
I know she provides services of protection. That's part of her detail.
Protection from who? Herself?
That's kind of the shtick. It seems she might pay some of her thugs to go rough some people up, and then the next day go offer them services to protect them from things like that.
Alright. Well, thank you, Lynn. Any questions, Mr. Gott, you'd like to cross-examine?
Oh, sorry, I was distracted. That fish over there was singing just a moment ago.
That'll happen. You gotta keep your eyes and ears on the mission, Mr. Gott. Even if a fish starts singing.
No, I don't have any questions.
All right. Thank you, Lynn. We'll let you know. Or I guess you'll hear about it if something does happen.
And she reaches out to shake your hand, and she extends another one with a leather pouch in it, and she clasps your hand. Please, bring him to justice. I don't want to see him roaming these streets no more. And you feel it. It's inside the pouch. It's coin, for sure. Not very many, but coins.
You know, if you gave us a bit more, maybe we'd be able to get Scramsax to look the other way and get him
There's 10 platinum in there. It should be enough.
All right. Do you want to join in tonight?
No, I don't. I think I've earned myself a break. I've been at this for 3 months now, traveling from town to town. That's why I passed it off onto Duvessa. I was glad you came for me, because I was gonna start having a look for some other bounty hunters, counting through my contacts to see if I found anybody that was still up for the task.
All right. Enjoy your time.
Good luck to you.
All right, now walk away.
Okay, so
come back
the
to group.
entire time that this is happening,
Yeah,
there's,
we're
like,
gonna
conversation with Quincy.
and during that time, you guys will transition to what you all are doing. So what are you three doing?
So I'll tentatively take a seat at the table and prestidigitation it clean because I'm sure it's sticky.
Oh yes, it is absolutely sticky. It
So
is,
sticky.
yeah, just puddles
So-
of ale that have not been washed. It is
So
just
this
filth.
particular spot is very clean.
Okay.
And I'll sit down and I'll be like, Whimsy, How are we supposed to get evidence for this? Quincy, you said you knew somebody that was being targeted?
Sorry, did I?
Yes.
Said you knew a shopkeeper who'd been hit.
Oh, yes. By the fees. Yeah, the shop I went to. A lot of their more valuable goods didn't make it to the shop.
Black Iron Blades was the name of the place.
We can definitely stop by there, get a list of stuff, but we'd still have to find it being sold. I guess we could even just go and shop and look for the stuff that is missing.
You know what would be a better piece of evidence? A confession.
Confession would be better, and I could certainly suggest that very strongly that they do that.
Do you have any ways of mimicry or any magic that holds information?
I have. I mean, I can mimic people's voices for short sentences. If I've heard them. I can. People tend to listen to my suggestions. It's weird, but they do, especially when I really want it.
I'm scared that if we utilize the powers that have been gifted to us for this, that it'll invalidate the sanctity of the claim, essentially. So if the person
I'm not too concerned about that, but I understand.
right, but if we need a rock solid defense if we're going to bring her to justice.
I mean, yeah. The you know that her underling is a murderer.
We
have-
suspect. We actually don't know. We don't have any proof.
I have a feeling, unless I feel confident that unless he has an alibi for last night, I don't feel I need any more evidence.
Whimsy, you're a little bit of a hothead. You know that, right?
Yeah, I've certainly heard that my whole life. I
mean,
thank
you
you.
were ready to set the town on a riot because you disagreed with the policies here. And as much as I appreciate the passion of that, maybe jumping headfirst into everything is not the way to go.
You do seem to have a lack of thinking things through.
And that's a lot coming from me because I'm not super into that either. So
As you're mid-conversation, eventually, something hard hits the side of your chair, Sariel, and kind of kicks you to the side, and you're now sitting face to kind of stomach area of the bartender Scramsax as he kind of leans in. I haven't seen you around these parts. Can I get you anything to drink on the house?
oh, yeah, that would be great. Do you have any wine?
I have some mulled wine, yes. Roots and oranges. Coming right up for the pretty lady. And he snaps his fingers and overcomes somebody that doesn't
I'll turn
really
to
look to
Quincy.
be a waiter. Very grungy. Seems like, again, maybe somebody that he's just put to work that owes him some coin or some favor, and comes over and brings over an entire bottle of mulled wine.
Turn to
Bartender.
Quincy. Everyone's so nice here. I didn't get that impression when I came in.
People can surprise you. I mean, like this. This guy seems nice enough, and I'm going to pat him on the shoulder, and I'm going to lean in close. He's going to feel one of my knives very subtly poke him in the back and go, "If you want to keep it, mate, keep it in your pants."
Intimidation?
Yeah, you know what? That would be a good roll. Go ahead and give me an intimidation check. I'll give it with advantage because that was really good. I think that would be enough to kind of scare anybody on their own, but we'll see whether or not he.
Good thing I've got that.
Advantage, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
So an 8.
He kind of looks over.
Quincy's not super bulky, so.
Yeah, he kind of looks over as he hears. I'm sorry, I didn't realize the missus was already spoken for. I haven't seen you lot around here. What can I do for you? Can I get you guys some trout cakes or reindeer skewers? Maybe some mulled mead?
Take a round of some beer for my my 2 mates and I. Point at Bran and Quincy.
You gotta watch yourself around these parts. There's a lot of hooligans around, and he kind of gives Quincy the old elbow to the shoulder. Not hard, but enough to, like, don't ever put that knife on me again type of deal. And he walks away and brings back some drinks. There's not many faces that come through this place that I don't know, and I don't know yours. I'm Scramsax.
I'm Whimsy, Bard Extraordinaire. These are my companions. Ariel Israfil, Quincy, and...
Ooh, I can't believe you did that. Quincy doesn't normally give his even Quincy out to people, I don't think.
Not when I can help it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he never told the protocol to Whimsy, so.
It's
Never
okay,
told
yeah.
me.
The Scramsax, he doesn't really bat an eye. I don't think he really cares too much about your names, mostly just your faces. What are you doing here in town? On business or pleasure? Kind of looks back
We're here
over
to
to
help.
Sariel.
Yeah. A little bit of both.
Really now? What sort of business a group of you like you have up here in the frigid north?
Oh, just managed to get a little bit of work coming up here with a caravan, helping them out, you know.
Yeah? You, be deft with the blade, and he, kind of, swoops around,
no,
pulls out
I'm-
his rapier, and snatches
Oh,
somebody's
don't
hat off their
worry.
head.
We found him in a Yeti cave. He needed a lot of help, so
I know a little. I know how to use a rapier, but I'm not good in a fight.
yeah.
I'm-
I can't
I'm more
speak for
here for
Whimsy
the-
why he's here, but we were hired by the Lord's Alliance to come and help.
I'm here because they
And
make
he
some good
spits on the
stories.
ground. Lord's Alliance, eh? I don't trust him as far as I can throw him.
Yeah, still good coin. The money spends just as well as anyone else's.
Ah, very true. Very true. A man after my own heart. It is just the coin matters most. Well, if you're ever looking for work, you've come to the right place. I've got lots of work. Rumors stir
I'm
up
gonna
all
look at
sorts
him.
of ideas around here.
And I'm gonna be like, did that poor man ever pay you for the drinks? You know, when we walked in?
Oh, it wasn't the drinks I was looking for money for. He's on my shit list. He owes me for other services.
Oh, I didn't realize you provide that kind of thing around. That's other interview. You personally provide?
I'm not sure what you're hinting at.
Other services.
Yes, I'm aware of other services, but I don't know the way you're saying other is making it sound. I don't know. Not
my,
like what
my
we
mistake.
do.
I apologize. You just, you know, rather attractive man. I thought maybe you.
And he takes that and turns around and walks very slowly, calculated, like questioning his existence. Like, and as he gets like halfway back to the bar, he turns and looks at you and then shakes his head and just keeps walking.
I imagine, yeah, Whimsy winks at him or something.
Yeah. And he goes back to the bar and quickly tells somebody to shut up and hits them, the most manly thing he can find to do. Very
he's a sweet guy.
very insecure about his own skin when it's not harassing people. Anything else here? I kind of interrupted a conversation you all were having.
That
Yeah,
was fun.
What a nice man.
Oh yeah. I'd be interested in getting to know him a little better myself.
Oh, well, I mean, maybe once we finish our job, you can come back here and you guys can have some time.
Oh, sweet. You think, Bran? This guy?
Sorry. Ask Bran that question again. What was the context? I was looking at a note. I wasn't prepared to be talked
It's all
to.
right. I was talking about the bartender. What do you think, Bran? Nice guy?
I mean, I've personally come into contact with him before. I've owed him coin. He's taken care of some people on my shit list before. Got some people to leave me alone.
They're nice of him.
Do you think he'd be willing to help us with this Torga problem?
I'd imagine Torga pays him pretty good to house all their goods. He'd probably have to come in with a pretty high number. As you heard him say, gold is basically king. If you come at him with enough gold, he'll change his mind.
Are you saying that Torga houses her stuff here?
She has in the past.
Well, if Whimsy can get in good with him, then maybe he'll just let us search her stuff, and that could help expedite these things.
Is anyone playing any music?
No. And just as you say that,
that was just a question. That wasn't. I didn't say that in character.
No, but asking that, you hear the fish spring to life. There's a place I like to go farther up the river's flow. Where it is, I don't know. Must be under all that snow.
Gonna start accompanying
and
him.
Everybody is just like chimes in at once in unison and takes whatever glass or bottle or whatever they have, and everybody just starts throwing it at this singing fish. And that's all the 4 lines that it gets out before it goes back to dormant, and you hear just shut up.
Is it
I might
a
put a
bad
hand
singer?
on Whimsy and be like,
Is
no.
it what?
A bad singer? Is it a bad singer?
Yeah, it's about as bad as a singing bass that you could get off the Walmart special.
I'm gonna.
Yeah, I wouldn't have tried to accompany it.
I was gonna say if Quincy, I'm Quincy. If Whimsy reaches for his instrument, Quincy's gonna put his hand on his shoulder.
What are you doing?
I don't think this is the kind of crowd where you can busk.
I mean, it's not the kind of crowd you play a high-end song for, but it's
Well, just don't expect them to be throwing you any coin.
Also, Whimsy, I don't think we have time for you to set up a whole
Okay.
session here. I think that once Baron's done talking, I don't think we're staying.
It's fair. I'm gonna go check on those drinks. I'll stand up and head over towards the bar.
Okay.
Go up to Ramsax. Hey, how's it going? Any progress on those drinks?
Oh yeah. Absolutely. What did you want again? I'm sorry, I forgot. I was
Beers.
best
It's
I can do
fine.
is some
I
mead.
understand. Works. 3.
Goes over to a barrel and cracks open 3 mugs, pours it, just kind of sloshes it over to the table.
But what I would know what the good price for 3 maids are.
Yeah, one moment. It's probably about 3 copper apiece.
Okay. Oh. I'll
So what is
pull
it?
out.
10 copper to a silver, or is it 5 copper?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
10.
Yeah, 1
Yeah,
silver
so
would
a
be.
silver is would
Yeah.
be a good price. So I'll take
That
out
includes the tip.
take out 2 silver, buy them over, and go. Thank you. A little something extra for you.
And he just
And head back.
takes it and puts it in, just very uncomfortable. But you see him this time now eyeballing you the entire way back to your chair. And as that singing
I'll look
fish
over
kinda,
my shoulder and.
oh my god.
Bartender.
Yeah, as that singing fish was kind of the cue to the end of Baron's situation, Baron and Gad eventually walk back over to the table and rejoin you, seemingly just as you're sitting back down with the mugs.
Oh, sorry, Baron. Baron and Gad, I didn't give you anything.
It's all right. I'm on the job.
Me too.
Well-
So, what's the plan, boss?
Got some leads. Got a plan. I guess it's rowdy enough. Lean in close. All right. So, Torga stashes her goods here.
Oh yeah, we
Right.
figured that out.
Yes, yeah. And uh, Scramsax really likes money.
We also figured that one out.
Can we see Baron just deflate at this?
No, all right. That's good that we all know these things, right? And so
Yeah.
now, with that information,
Job.
we can.
Ask Scrimshax, pay him to let us see Torga stuff.
That's what I was going to say. That's what I was going to say.
Good, great idea, Israfil. Don't try to steal her
And-
idea.
And the guy, he usually comes and checks on the goods at night.
Oh, I didn't know that one.
Oh, good job.
And how do you define when night starts in this place?
Oh, right.
I think
after market.
it's when market closes, yeah.
Actually, Whimsy got real friendly with the bartender, so we may be able.
He's a rather nice fella.
No, Scramsax, he's a hairy dog, and as soon as
No.
only cares about money. Oh, I see you're speaking in sabotage again. Right.
No.
Well,
I think that it's Whimsy's
right.
type.
No. Okay. We're so we have the
Whimsy can
gate.
just distract him, and we can just go like hang out.
Well, there might be. He's got some people on his payroll. I don't know if you know this, but Scramsax has a shit list. And
He
anybody
did
who owes
say
him anything,
that.
He does.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
What's a
anybody who
shit
owes,
list?
uh, you know, I probably shouldn't have used those terms. Uh, that's on me. That's on me.
List of people he doesn't like.
But
That's
does it just
sad.
that makes it sound a bit
No.
more personal than I think it is.
People who owe him.
Well, why don't they
Mr.
just pay him?
Mr. Quincy knows well. Well, sometimes you don't have the money to do that. You
Why
know,
would you owe some? Why would you? I don't understand this concept. If you don't have the money, you don't do the thing, right? You don't.
So when
sometimes you need the thing so bad that owing somebody is worth getting the
And
thing that you need.
sometimes you ask somebody to do something knowing that you might get paid, right? That you're going to get paid for your work, and then your boss gets robbed and doesn't have the money to give you anything.
That's so
Sometimes it's not
sad.
your fault. Yeah.
You know, I
usually
was
when people go to someone like him to borrow money, it means they've got nowhere else to go.
right. So thinking of a shit list. Sorry, pardon my language again. If you're on the toilet and you need toilet paper, and then there's somebody who's like, "Oh, I've got toilet paper. You could." Oh, but I'm not going to give it to you unless you know, give me something later. Well, you need the.
Ironically, a shit list could probably work as emergency toilet paper.
This is getting a bit too philosophical for me. All right.
I mean,
So
I would just forgive them of their debt because clearly they were in need. So I don't quite get it.
That's because you're a good
right.
person.
Thank you.
Right.
Welcome.
Um, maybe I should give him some gold to help him, the people on his list. What do you think?
He's not going to knock it off their debt,
No.
even if you ask him to.
Even if he says he will.
I don't know. Maybe if it was a specific case, if you found somebody and you're like, "Oh, I'm willing to pay their debt off for them."
You'd probably be better off giving them the money to pay it off.
I don't know. They don't
Right.
seem like they're very smart with money.
That is true.
Probably a problem that you need to keep out of.
Yeah.
Does anyone need to? You know, we are we're in Shander, and why don't we go to market and see the goods? You know, you guys are travelers here. We can.
Quincy mentioned a shop that was being targeted, and maybe we can go get them a list of items that they're missing from their inventory that we can look for.
Oh, you mean later when we?
Yeah.
All right.
Or at the market. It might be at the market. We don't know. We might save ourselves a couple steps. I don't know.
All right.
But we do that, then we go to market. That sounds good.
I'm going to, while everyone's here, I'm going to take out a flute and a quick little. How long does this? Just a quick little D on it, 6 seconds, and cast aid on Quincy, Serial, and myself.
Alrighty.
Is it 5 hit points?
5 hit points.
And that's temporary hit points, right? Yeah.
Oh, override max for
Override
the next
max.
8 hours.
Okay. And so you're all planning to head to the market?
We were going to go to Black Iron Blades first.
Black Iron
talk
Blades
to
first.
them, and then the market.
Okay. As you step out of the tavern, the noise quickly dissipating behind you, heading back towards the center of town and actually right off of this strip, you make your way to Black Iron Blades. Walking in, you can immediately feel the heat. Kind of split at the entrance. One door leads to the general goods section and the other leads to the smithy section. Which side do you go to first?
Probably the gen. I would head towards the gen. Well, no, because my armor's complete, so I'll head towards the general store.
Same, because that's the one who knows me.
Okay.
What's the other side again? Sorry, I missed that.
The
The
smithy.
smithery.
Okay. Yeah, I'll head towards the general store.
Okay.
Yes, I don't see why we should split up necessarily.
Give me 1 second. There it is. I was looking for his sister. I should highlight those names.
Is there any way I would have noticed Quincy be uncomfortable when I gave his name?
I mean, that's up to him whether or not he would have even been uncomfortable with it. I just know from in the past, like that was just something that I had picked up on.
No, it's just generally Quincy doesn't volunteer information.
Okay.
There we are. Alrighty, and as you
He
step...
might have rolled his eyes at you.
Alright, that's basically what I was wondering.
As you step into the general goods side, you don't see anybody currently at the counter. You hear a small bell go off as the door creaks open into... You hear the ding-a-ding-a-ding-a-ding from above. But nobody comes out to answer. Looking at the tables, and you can see the goods kind of strewn about. Just your general goods, your rope, your cold weather gear, lanterns, you know, lots of those different things. You can hear crying coming from the back. It's kind of a whimpering, not like a "oh God, I'm in danger" type of deal, but just a general sadness coming from the back room.
I'm going to stomp my boots real hard to shake off the things making noise, right? Making sure that they hear me. Stomp my boots really hard to get the snow off of them.
Okay. One moment. I'm sorry. I'll be out soon.
Oh, no rush, no rush. I can browse on my own. Thanks, you.
And you kind of hear some sniffles in the back, and just like that deep, heavy breathing. And as to you, Quincy, the familiar face of Elsa walks around. This dwarven woman, fiery red hair, steps out. What can I do for you today? Are you looking for some... Oh, yeah. Thank you for coming back. I'm afraid they haven't really got any new goods to sell.
Any instruments?
No, I can't say that I do. I've got... I take that back, I've got...
the last time.
I think there was like a horn.
A horn.
Yeah.
You said he saw a horn on his way out.
Yeah.
But maybe it's gone.
And as you're kind of looking around, you can see it on the table. And as she sees your glance drift over, oh, that old thing. I don't... Yeah, I suppose if you want to try to make music with that, you're more than welcome to.
What a good salesperson.
We'll head over and take a look at it. It's just a single note horn. Like
Yeah.
filling horn.
Yep. We've got blankets or candles if you need some warmth for the night. I'm not sure. What is it that you're looking for?
Nothing in particular, just browsing.
I'll just look at Quincy.
I was telling them about your problem with getting deliveries. They were quite interested.
Oh. That's mighty kind of you to do. Do you...
We're actually wondering if you had a list of items that were supposed to be delivered but weren't.
Indeed, what a business owner would be without keeping a list of their incoming goods. I've got an order. Sure. And she goes back and pulls out a book and then brings over a separate sheet of paper, and she starts scrawling things down. Talking about fishing tackle, grappling hooks, hammers, healer's kits, hunting traps, just lots of different things. All of these survival-esque items.
Anything more unique?
You mean something that would have been native to our shop?
Yeah, something, or even just if you had a special supplier for one of your more common goods that would, have left a specific mark on it.
Trying to think, I'm sorry.
It's all right. Take your
Just-
time. Take your time, and I'll pat them on the shoulder.
Our supplies of steel and iron for my brother next door hasn't shown up either. It's already a couple days late. Don't know how we're going to be able to stay in business, let alone be able to eat. We did have... Particularly, we did have... some... I don't know, even lavender scented candles wouldn't be good enough. There's nothing that would have had our mark on it. Most of the times once it gets here, we put our own mark on it.
Well, this list will still come in handy. If he's finished, I'll take it and hand it to Quincy.
Sorry I couldn't be of more help. I understand you're trying to help me, but...
Do craftspeople, like your brother's shop, have any sort of identifying marks on their items? Maybe not the general store, but maybe your brother's shop?
Well, my brother, he sells things that he makes. So, for him, he relies on precious materials from Kelvin's Cairn. The shipment of ore hasn't made it here yet. So he just makes it all. So nothing would be stolen from him. Unless it's... and the ore's not going to be marked anyway. They just mine it and refine it and then send it our way.
You said the ore shipment didn't make it.
No, this most recent one hasn't. But that comes from a different way. It comes from Kelvin's Cairn within... That's from the north. All our goods that have been... Our other goods... We're getting screwed from both sides.
I'm gonna nudge Baron. It's like, didn't he say they sacrificed ore during the new moon? Do you think that might have interrupted some shipment?
Sorry, what was that? The sacrifice during the new moon
The ore.
interrupts the shipments?
Do you think it interrupts the shipments?
I don't see why it would. I don't know
They-
what that would have to do with delivering of goods.
Sacrifice ore.
Yeah, so this
Oh.
Bryn Shander sacrificed people. There's other towns that
People.
sacrificed wood, food. Maybe Calvin's
Maybe
Cairn
or
would have sacrificed what they have
I
in
see.
abundance.
Well, I hope not. It seems like it's just weakening all the towns.
And
Silly
sending out
business.
a random townsperson doesn't weaken your town.
What? No, I think it does. I'm saying that it'll. What are you saying?
I think we're all saying the same thing.
Yeah.
I just thought of something. And it wasn't on my list, so I didn't think about it. It was a personal item that I was planning to give my brother. It was a dragon chess set. It's more
Anything
of
special about the dragon chest set?
It was just made from. It was a metal. It was gold and silver. Those were the different
That would be
colors
unique.
of the tiles and the pieces. It's quite expensive. I paid for it to be brought up. I was going to give it to my brother for his birthday.
Did you let the authorities know that it never arrived?
What are the authorities going to do?
Could you let the authorities know that it never arrived so that if we do end up discovering, there's a paper trail?
Paper trail.
I
So
suppose.
if she goes and tells Duvessa that she's missing this item, and then we happen to recover the item, then it makes us feel more legitimate in our accusations of Torga's wrongdoings.
I
Oh,
suppose I could. I had my brother. I just closed this end of the shop. It's not like anybody's been coming in and buying anything, anyways. Speaker's house is just across the market. I could do that.
Just write up a list, include the dragon chest set on the first item. Write up another copy of this list, and bring it over to Duvessa. Just let her know these are items that you had sent for and never arrived. Are there any other businesses around these parts that would have also would have been missing things? Any trustworthy businesses we could talk to about the same thing?
I don't really know. I haven't really talked to anyone much about it. Oh, not that I can think of.
They have a bowl anywhere in the shop that I can see.
Do they have a what?
A bowl that would fit inside of the mouth of the horn.
Oh. Yeah, there are some smaller wooden bowl sets.
Okay. I'm gonna grab horn and one smaller wooden bowl that fits in the mouth that I can use as a muffler for the horn to change the sound. And I'll set them on the counter. How much? These two.
3 gold pieces for that.
Right. I'll
Yeah, 3 gold pieces would do.
take out 5 and 5 down on the table. Have a nice strong meal tonight, okay?
That's very kind of you. You've got kind friends looking over at you, Quincy. Thank you. I can't thank you enough. She takes it and... I don't know what I can do to repay you.
I'm gonna see what Quincy does or what Whimsy does. I'm gonna grab something at random on a shelf and do the same thing and just drop 5 gold on the thing. And, like, I don't even know, like, random item that I grabbed.
All right, give me a D100. I've got a
All right.
big old list here. We'll see what you pick up.
Quickly, while they're rolling, did Quincy at any point see or hear her brother?
You can hear hammering away on the other side. Like it's split. Like there's a hallway in between them. Like right when you walk in, you're in a hallway where you could go 10 feet one way and go to his business, or go 10 feet to the general store. So like you can hear the smithy on the other side, but you actively don't hear him talking or grunting. Okay. Sariel, you look over to the wall and just kind of reaching and grabbing for something. You find a 10-foot pole, and you just grab it and you put 5 gold on. You say 5 gold?
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's more than generous. You really don't have to.
That's okay. I really need this. I really need this.
I have no idea how useful those things are.
And she just starts kind of crying again and sniffling. Is there anything else that any of you would like to do in the Black Iron Blades during your questioning before heading elsewhere?
I'm gonna ask Anne if he needs anything.
I'm fine. You got everything that I need on me, and you gave me enough gold that I'll be alright. I'll be able to handle myself if I need anything.
Right.
Gat,
Well,
do you
you
need
know
anything
any-
from Black Iron Blades General Goods Store?
No, I've been waiting just outside the door this whole time.
Okay. Alright. Alright, where to now, guys?
The market.
Alrighty. Leaving the Black Iron Blades, hearing the heavy hammer fall of the smith next door. Walking out into the market. It's dark outside, and there are fires burning every 20 or so feet. Give people a reprieve from the cold if you see some people huddled around. Making your way into the market. See several different shops. Looking around, you see what?
As I walk in, I'm going to separate myself from the group a little bit and stagger a little bit, like I'm just a little bit tipsy.
Alrighty. I forgot the name of the jewelry that I want to say it's called like Scrimshaw or something.
Scrimshaw was the name of the...
No, Scramsax.
No,
Scramsax was the name of the guy.
Okay.
Scrimshaw, I think, is Scrimshaw. Okay, yep, found it. Market Square. All right, as you get to the market, you see vegetables. Vegetable stand. You see a woman selling beets and potatoes and carrots and all sorts of different root-like vegetables. You also see a salesman selling reindeer meat, large slabs of it, and you can see that they're practically frozen solid, just chunks of ice of this meat. And you also see more of a decorative jewelry like carvings made out of this ivory bone, Baron, that you know is the ivory bone that comes from the knucklehead trout. Their big bulbous the crown on their head is actually used for making a lot of their jewelry, and all sorts of other different objects, woven baskets, wooden or ceramic bowls, do you do anything, or are you looking for anything specific outside of Torga?
Well, I guess I would be looking for pretty much any of the goods on the list, just in case she has subsidiaries, like other people that sell for her, not just her directly.
Oh, good, yeah. What about you,
I'll,
Whimsy?
as I'm kind of staggering a little bit, gonna just like walk up to a stand, look at things, and just kind of wander away over to another stand. Is there one particular store in particular that I think looks like it might have that set?
If you were gonna find it in any of them, you'd probably see it at the Scrimshaw set, because a lot of their, they even have some bone carved chess sets.
All right, I'm gonna start looking at if I see that they have some chests. I'm gonna start looking at them. I'll probably like pick up a piece.
Pretty fine work, isn't it? I did it myself.
I don't know. I never liked the feel of bone.
Do you kind of toss it back down like that?
Yeah, pretty
Okay.
much.
Yeah, just kind of drop it. Be careful, it's fragile.
Yeah, I don't know. I have a more refined taste, I think. You got any actual, good sets?
And she kind of looks at you and then looks off in the distance towards Torga's set.
Just stagger a little bit. It's Torga's set.
Towards Torga's setup, like her entire caravan and the table that she has out in front. And she kind of gives like a glance over towards you with a flick of her eyes. No, I can't say that I do. I'm sorry. If you don't like my wares, you can take your business elsewhere. It's not like we have much of a selection here in the north anyways.
All right. I'll wander over towards where she'd looked, towards the Torga setup, then staggering a bit.
Yeah, you
I'll take a small, like maybe a quarter shot swig from my water, so that my breath smells. I should like make sure that the smell gets in there.
Okay. Just 1 second. Yeah, stepping over to Torga's caravan, you can see hers is much more crude. The ass end of her cart just kind of backed up with just goods just kind of piled in it, and then on front on the display, you see a lot of just simple survival gear, grappling hooks and ropes and snowshoes, lots of just generic things. She sees you walking up, kind of looks over at who you know is Cephik, kind of gives a little bit of a chuckle, looks over. Can I help you with anything?
Oh, I can't believe they're trying to sell those crap dragon chest sets. You got anything actually good?
Dragon chess, eh? I think we got something. And yeah, we got something right back around here. Come around.
I'll forward, and then actually I'm gonna sit down. I'm just gonna plop down on the ground.
And she walks back around to you and kind of saunters up, and you sitting down, and she kind of kneels down next to you and puts her hand on your shoulder. don't ever disrespect one of my workers' wares again, and then poof, punch right in the gut.
All right. All right, I just my mistake. It's fine. It's honestly it's real fine quality work. I just was looking for something a little more expensive.
Got some coins you want to part with, eh? I got something for you.
I may have come into a recent little bit of a windfall. I don't know if you you noticed me the other day. Oh, entertaining the folks, and oh, I earned a bit more than normal, and after a little bit of enjoyment, one of the taverns over there, I'm about ready to have something extra nice for myself. You know.
I'll be right back. I'll go get it. You
Oh,
don't go
thank you.
anywhere. Don't go anywhere.
I'll
And she nods
I'll
over at
just
Sefik.
stay right here.
Is kind of motioning for him to keep an eye on you. What are the rest of you doing as Torga walks back to look for this chess set?
I'm probably watching and trying to watch as inconspicuously as possible, and not
failing
knowing what to
epically.
do.
Okay.
Giving it a wide. I was gonna say, giving it a wide berth. I want to
No.
No.
inspect the
See.
caravan itself.
Inspect the caravan? Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just hanging out next to Baron.
Okay. Gat, what are you doing in the town?
I guess hanging out with Baron, trying to be as, not as obvious as we can.
Okay. Go ahead and give stealth checks with advantage because of how crowded it is in the market right now.
You want everybody or just Quincy?
Guessing not me.
Anybody that's actively trying to watch what's happening, but not actually be seen gawking.
Nice. One more, Baron.
Oh, with advantage, you said, right?
Yeah.
With advantage, yeah. Nice.
Okay.
Unfortunately, the turtle stands out.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Does
all right.
happen.
It's kind of a group check you all seem to pass.
It would make sense that I'm not being, subtle. It would make sense that people would stare at me.
Yeah. Yeah, they would at least look over in that general direction and kind of see what's happening. Although a lot of people have come to turn the other cheek when it comes to Torga being a little more brute force-ish with her business. It's kind of like nobody watches Daddy hit Mommy. It kind of kids go in the other room, right? It's one of those type of situations. Quincy, what are you're trying to inspect the caravan?
Yeah, I want to size it up.
Okay. Just to see if it kind of matches some of the list items, or are you trying to see how much is in there, or what?
I just want the size of the caravan for now.
Oh, you want the size. Okay.
You didn't realize he was being literal.
Yeah.
Mentions now.
Let's...
Is it big enough that I would be able to lie down straight in it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Perfect.
It's about the size. It's roughly the same size as the caravans that you, or the wagons that were bringing the goods up. It's a rather large wagon that's meant to be pulled by multiple horses or beasts of burden. Yeah, you could absolutely lay down fully in it. It is rather packed right now. There are some blankets or tarps that seem to be pulled back at the moment, kind of displaying some of the wares. They seem to be haphazardly strategically placed, to where some of the bigger items are on bottom and some of the smaller things are at least facing towards the crowd for them to be able to see. But eventually Torga comes back around and sets the ornate dragon chess set, the silver and
Which is
gold,
the description.
on the table.
It's just gonna get wide. Uh, uh, they're a bit better quality. Basically trying to act like I am acting like I'm trying to act like I don't want it. But
You're playing hard to get.
But
I am
obviously,
playing,
like,
but obviously playing hard to get.
That's real
I want
gold.
her to think that I'm.
It's real gold and silver.
You sure?
She takes one of the pieces, one of the pawns, and kind of takes a tooth and digs into it real hard. It's the finest gold.
Oh, and the finest gold. Yeah.
I'll even mark it off a few because I got a tooth mark in it now. 400 gold pieces for the lot.
Wow, that's.
I tell you what, I'll give you a payment plan. I'll let you pay 100 now.
Oh, 100 now.
But you'll pay 100 every week after.
Oh. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't bring that much money with me.
Yeah, you should have thought about that before you start insulting my workers.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Wanting the expensive stuff and you don't even have enough money.
I mean, I thought, didn't expect to find something of this fine of quality. I brought 80 with me. I can head back to get the rest.
You brought 80 with you? Let me see it.
I can head back to get rest. I'll unzip my thing because I've got my gold down in there.
Okay. If you pull it out and put it in your hand, she's going to make an attempt to try to take it from you.
Yeah, no, I'm like got the pouch open.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I pulled out 3 gold coin. I've got the rest in there.
So if you have 3 gold coin in your hand, she's going to attempt to take it from you. Do you?
That's what I.
Okay. She reaches across and yanks it.
Oh,
I'm gonna take this as a payment
okay.
to not kick your teeth in. Don't show your face around here again unless you plan on buying something. Now get.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll
Get.
Okay, and I'll head away.
And she puts the 3 coins in her purse. And some of you that are still standing around, you can see her look over at Cephik. Can you believe that guy? And he just kind of shakes his head and follows. Anybody that's watching the scene watches Cephik's eyes following Whimsy away from the scene.
I'll head over to the vegetable wagon and kind of look at vegetables.
I'm looking for your finest vegetables.
I'll whisper to Gat and Serial. All right, he's become what's known as a. He's outcast. They're tracking him now, so we can't be associated with him. Just keep your distance.
Was that the plan?
Nope. Didn't know
For
he was gonna
whimsy?
do that. Didn't know.
Because
We'll rendezvous back at the comfort.
I didn't know that he was planning to make himself a target.
Nope.
I
But
don't think
you
that
saw
was
the
his
chess
plan.
set, right?
I did.
Confirmation. A paper
Evidence?
trail. Evidence. Trials. Justice.
So we just go tell Devasa, and she just searches the caravan, and we've got the evidence, right? I'll start heading towards town hall.
Remember, we also have some business tonight. You know, it'd probably be best to kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
Oh right, she was gonna nap.
Stone, 2 birds.
Why would you do that? Were you planning to
Really,
eat them?
No, you save on stones if you. Actually, you know, if you throw the 1 stone, it's just gonna fall back down, and you could throw it again. There's also
Right.
plenty of stones around, so it doesn't really
But,
save them.
but there's a shortage of birds, so
But
I
it's
mean,
just
we
1
won't-
throw.
But
You know,
you
and that's
just
kinda
you
nice.
don't want to.
And
you don't wanna
as you're
waste
arguing
birds.
near one of the stands, you hear one of the business owners, "Look, if you're not going to buy anything, can you move out of the way so other people can get up here and shop?"
Hmm. Do you have any birds?
There's not very many birds around here.
Were you listening to what we were talking about?
No, I was trying to help people buy my wares.
But see, my point is that there's not enough birds.
All right, well, take your point somewhere else.
What kind of stand were we standing in front of this whole time?
Like a home goods, like a wooden bowl / wicker basket type of like handmade crafts.
Gotcha. Yeah, don't need any of that.
They lying to me?
They
I
what?
feel like we were being stealthy. Like, I mean, we were being stealthy, but were
you
they
were
lying
you were
to me
being
about
you were
having
being
birds
stealthy.
until
Oh,
we started
I mean,
talking?
you were being stealthy from Torga,
Yeah,
being
yeah,
away from
okay.
that. But I mean, they weren't listening. I mean, they probably overheard a little bit, but they didn't care.
Okay. All right.
All right,
So
what do you guys
do
do
for the rest
now?
of the day?
Well, I think we should try to. Oh man, nobody has any way of like contacting Whimsy from a distance necessarily. Maybe I'll go find Quincy. He's like the most inconspicuous.
I can contact somebody from 30 feet away.
I can respond from
I don't know
30
that.
feet away.
I
All
just
right, we
told
gotta
you.
go find.
It came when I got the cool like the powers from my mom, so I can also I haven't tested it yet. I don't know if it's good, but I can talk to people.
I can
far
talk
away.
to people too from far
Yes.
away, but I don't want to make a
But
ruckus,
not
so I'm gonna
not
have
not
Mr.
with my
Quincy.
mouth.
I don't know if I want to know about this kind of magic.
You want me to tell something to Whimsy?
But secretly.
Yes, but secretly.
I'm gonna go find Mr. Quincy, and where is Mr. Quincy? Can I find Quincy?
Cat, what am I supposed to say to Whimsy? I don't understand.
Maybe to meet us back at the.
Yes, that would be the thing, but don't seek. We need him to know it secretly.
Okay, I will turn and I will look at Whimsy, and I will use my awakened mind feature to telepathically tell him to meet us at the Comfort Inn.
Okay.
Just hear it telepathically in my head.
Uh-huh.
Is there
Is it
any
in your
opportunity
voice?
to response? Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I'll turn around, pull out my flute and a little bit, and minor illusion, a whisper in your ear. Okay.
Okay.
And head off towards the inn, keeping eye, see if I'm followed. If there's a crowd heading that way that I can be next to, I will.
I might also mention to look different.
Okay. The look different part might be a little bit of a challenge.
I can't do that.
No ultrasound.
Unless I
You
stay
have,
still. No.
you have a disguise kit.
I do have a disguise kit. That takes a little bit of time.
I want to see if they keep following him at all.
Obviously, I'm going to keep an eye out. Not subtly either, because I'm still acting drunk, but get very clear that I am concerned.
Of them doing something?
Them doing something.
Okay. Oh, I couldn't tell if you were actually looking for something or if
No,
that
no,
was
no.
No, he's
your
LARPing.
character. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm.
Yeah. Give me a perception check.
Fail me now. It's deception. Different. Okay.
Yeah. You're able to see that they are tracking you, pretty easily. They're just watching you.
Are they? Do they follow me as I go out of sight?
But they do not follow you. They
I
do
just
not
head
follow
back to the inn.
Okay.
And probably with extra time, play some music. I don't put out a tip jar or anything. Just play some music for the patrons.
Okay.
They're already at that inn, at our inn.
As we were in the market, I would have wanted to try to take note if there was any wildlife. Like generally in a market, like in a city, you would see rats, cats. What is common here in the north?
Yeah.
Or is it so cold there's nothing?
No. You do see you see some rabbits. Not very many. Really probably only like one or two.
Okay.
And then what seems to be more in abundance are rats that are kind of making the. You can see that they're making their way out of like. Give me a perception or an investigation. Let's give me a perception.
Baron. He said okay.
So seeing these rats and then kind of looking around, you notice that they seem to be kind of flocking out from underneath of houses. Like maybe those are places of warmth and they come out really quick for any source of food that they might be able to find within the market and then quickly jut back into the homes.
Okay.
All right.
What was that? Sorry, I'm looking at these goddamn rats all about.
Does anybody
Is
need
that
a quick
okay?
bathroom break? I've got to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
No? All right. Yeah, quick fiver. As you all discreetly make your way back to the tavern, reconvening inside, it's slow, but there are patrons. What do you do?
And
How long?
Whimsy's already there making music.
I'll finish up my song and join you as soon as I see you guys come in.
I don't know if that's a good idea.
I'll have been keeping an eye out to see if anybody I recognize from the caravan came in after me.
Give a perception check. Yeah, you feel relatively confident that you would have noticed if somebody else would have tailed you in, looking specifically for you.
Then I will do that.
Okay. Meeting up with the rest of the group at the table.
What sort of unorthodox, throwing the book out the window shenaniganry are you getting up to, Mr. Whimsy?
Well, got out of the chess set, so we know for sure. Got evidence there.
Oh, sure, yeah, it all worked out.
Also,
fine.
yeah, it worked out great. They don't like me. They clearly aren't going to sell to me, and people are going to know that I want that chess set, which is a great cover for going to Rickshaw and paying him some coin to let me go in there and the chess set.
Paying Rickshaw.
Yeah, I'll go up. I can go to him. I can tell him, hey, it's a really nice fine chess set. I would buy it.
I think
They want
Scrimshaw. Yeah.
It's not Scrimshaw either.
Oh, sorry.
Scrimsack.
I'm bad with names too.
Scrimsack.
Okay, sorry.
Rickshaw's those things.
Hey, get your Scrimshaw, Rick Ram, Shackle,
and I can tell him
Copper Dobber Nickelbucker.
I would buy it, but I'm kind of afraid they're going to slit my throat if I show up again. So I can pay you just some extra coin to just go in, while it's locked up. Have you guys look the other way, and I can take it, and I'll even leave the coin. I'll tell him that I'll leave coin.
You know what you can do for me, Mr. Whimsy, is you can give me a nice swig of your fire brandy, because that was some to calm my nerves.
Does Brand have
I
anything
will
to say
do
about
your
the shenanigans?
It's gonna be on your head, not mine.
Does Bran
Could have
what?
taken you in the back and
So Whimsy just laid out his plan that he's going to try to pay off the enforcer guy to let him just go in and help himself. And does Brand have anything to add to that, or is he just like rolling his eyes and like whatever, dude?
No. Bran would say, I think that's probably the best bet that you're gonna get. I mean, it sounds like you already got the information that you needed, so I don't know what you'd need to actually go in for unless you plan on stealing the goods back, which I think that would be a terrible idea. You'd only piss Torga off more. What is your plan? What are you gonna do once you get in there? You've already
was hoping
figured out that she stole the things.
I was hoping she might have a ledger and might keep her ledger in there. Then we could get all the evidence.
well, why don't we just go tell Duvessa now that all the goods are being held in this spot?
Do you think that's enough? Then that is fine. We don't have to do that. If you think that she'll act on single item, then
Well, if there's one item there, probably the rest of them are there too. It's a gamble, but
It was
the
the
only
most
problem I have
identifying
is-
items. Everything else was just common goods you can get anywhere.
yeah, it's only one identifiable item that we've got so far.
Well, didn't you have her make some kind of list or something? I don't know. I was looking at
Right,
some fishing
But
gear.
the list is a bunch of just common items.
That
The
any
only-
shop would have.
Yeah, that you could get sent. Yeah, it doesn't tie it back to
then-
her specifically.
Well, damn, should we have been going to other shops and looking for more
Not
unique items?
necessarily saying that any shop would have them, that they would have them, but that they could. That these items are they could get them if they wanted to.
Right.
Yeah, they're just things that they sell. Like, so they could say that they got them from somewhere else because they're common enough.
It's the equivalent
only
of
thing that
circumstantial
is-
evidence.
Yeah, the only thing that was unique enough to really look for was the dragon chess set, because that's not something that normally would come through any shop.
Right. Do you
We
think there's
could
more
fi-
stuff like that?
If we could find her ledger, that would.
She normally
I
keeps
would
it on her
definitely.
person, or at least in her
Oh.
lockbox. I don't think she'd keep her lockbox on the wagon overnight. It's not what a smart business person would do.
Mr.
Okay.
Quincy, this sounds like the job for you. You should tail her, because we don't know where she goes after market hours. And as for the lava man, I do
That
have
me?
a concern. No,
The guy without the coat on.
because he's so hot.
Super hot.
I mean, he's decent. Do like those eyes?
How long before the market closes?
Probably a few hours. Yeah, probably a few hours.
Right, I'm going to go to the others. I've got some quick prep work to do, and Baron, I'm going to go. Me and you go back to the market an hour before it closes.
All right.
But what do the
I
rest of
know.
us do?
Are we planning on with this lava man? Are we going to? Or are we going to?
Well, Duvessa said that the law needed to take care of him, right?
He also said that if we had to, if he resisted, then she'd trust our judgment.
I guess how would one capture a lava man? I tried to ask Plyn for some tips.
If you weaken him enough, I can.
Well, Baron,
weaken
he's
him
not
enough.
made of lava. I mean, he's a person, just like the rest of us.
Is he?
He's clearly
I've
not
never
made
seen
of
a
lava.
man.
He just doesn't like coats.
I've never seen a man so lava-like in my life.
I'm certain that it's the same as any other person. He might have a little bit of magic that keeps him warm, but I think you're
Lava
blowing
magic.
it out of. I mean, I can make fire. Gat can make fire. Remember, he tried to burn down that warehouse one time.
All I'm trying to say, you're taking my sabotage stuff. Just trying to say he's very strange.
Yes, but so is Gat. And I haven't seen any other people who look like Whimsy in this town so far either.
What's so strange about Mr. Gat?
I don't know if you know this, but he's a turtle.
He's a turtle.
Yeah.
That's what she
And
said.
I've been told I'm kinda awkward.
Yeah,
It's all
he's
right.
a turtle who's kind of awkward. That seems as natural as, it's strange up here in the far from the jungles of Cholt. Sure.
But that's what I'm saying, is that he may also just be like Gat. He may be just a guy who's not from here.
No, did you hear the legend? They said that he was pulled from the bottom of an icy cold dark
Baron,
lake.
you don't believe everything you hear, do you?
Trust me, you don't always accept the stories that told. I can tell you for a fact they're usually never 100% accurate.
You think it was worse than that? You think he's like maybe he's like a demon, an ice demon, or a lava demon?
Yes, I think he's a lava demon, but I have no proof, so I can't go under that assumption.
Well, you don't have any proof that it didn't happen either.
Correct.
And I think it certainly explains a lot, if he was pulled from an icy, cold
Quincy, what sort of prep are you gonna do for?
I'm just going to go to my room and I'm going to tie up a couple of pigeons with rope.
Okay.
A couple of what?
Pittons. They're like
Oh.
hooks
Oh,
that
yeah,
you go
yeah.
into
Yep.
mountains, yeah.
Piton.
Piton, yep.
Pitons. Pitons.
Like a pecan, but a piton.
Yeah, you're able to do that without much issue. Taking your time and diligently going through and making sure that the knots are well tied, and you're able to do that. Is there anything else that you want to do?
That's all I need, I think.
Okay.
Are we going after Torga or Lava Man?
I'm thinking that we're splitting up, and I think Quincy and Baron are going after Torga, while the three of us follow the other guy. Because Baron's awfully
Fine.
scared of him.
I think I should go with
I'm not
Baron and Quincy
scared.
as well for backup.
Are you really good at sneaking?
I can be.
Okay. Because I'm not really good at sneaking, and this one's loud.
Only
You're
when
right,
I want
that could be a
to.
problem. We just need to.
We sure
We
we
can't-
want to split up?
Yeah, we can't kill two birds with one stone this time, I think.
I think
Well, we
you
can't
could
kill
pick them.
3 birds. We can only kill 2.
Okay, so Whimsy and I can go talk to the bartender about trying to get the goods. Will you guys follow Torga?
Right? But then how are we going to catch Lava Man? I think we should do that together.
Right, but I don't think we have to do that tonight. If we can get Torga arrested, then we can deal with Lava Man. Because she's the
Then that
ringleader.
might
She's
change
the
up
brain.
his whole. Do you think that's enough to get her arrested on just the one chest set? What if she just gives it back and then, oh, I didn't know I got it from, I got it from a Cobber Novel Knocker.
I think that between that and Brand's testimony, we might be.
Brand's not
We don't
Brand's not
don't have Brand's
testimonializing anything.
testimony. Don't trust Ivessa enough, anyways, that I would insist on that.
I'm
I
sorry, I
think that she's.
can't. No
think that's
amount of
probably
immunity
wise.
that the law could provide me I just wouldn't be able to trust them.
So we have nothing. Because, yeah, the chest set is not enough. It's circumstantial.
Well, if she keeps the ledger on her, we could arrest her. And
Or a kidnapper.
She could claim that she just happened to have all the same goods as somebody else. I mean, it's still
the
circumstantial.
ledger
Yes,
would
her
be,
ledger.
which would include where she got her goods from.
I think that's a stretch.
That
could
It might be
always
all in
just kill her.
sabotage, too. Yeah. Or we could just.
could just kill her.
I mean,
You're
what kind
awfully
of services
bloodthirsty.
is
Baron
Torga
said it
providing?
first.
I did not.
What kind of services? What Gap?
What kind of services is Torga providing for the area other than bullying people around?
Well,
Yeah,
she
not
jacks
much.
up the prices of common items.
Yeah, she just makes
And-
it harder for everything to.
Be doing
Well-
the whole of 10 towns a favor. And it
Yeah, but
would
I
probably
don't
be the
really-
easiest.
I feel a
Gat
little
said
bit.
it.
When I think about when I rest in my dwarven gut says, the lava man. Yeah, we can just take him out. But with Torga,
I mean, that
I
makes
feel
us no
like
better
it's-
than them.
it feels like we should drag her out into the light for the town to see.
Right. If you kill her in the shadows, then somebody else will just come and take over. Plus, it makes us no better than her. We're just
We could
murdering people, and I don't want to do that. We want to put a stop to the whole operation.
Bran hears you say that, Gat. You'd really do that? You'd really transport the goods from town to town? It's dangerous on those pathways between. That's one of the reasons why Torga is able to get away with it, is there's not very many people that are willing to travel.
Maybe that's it. Maybe that's our calling. Maybe we take over Torga's business and we deliver the goods.
I don't want to
And
kill
that's a way we could be
Caravan.
helped. No, we take what they have and we spread it out.
Be a little more honest with things.
And that way we can go from town to town, sowing good seeds, planting beans, and doing good works, leaving statues of ourselves in each town, saying, we were here and we helped out.
That statue wasn't very nice.
Well,
It's
and
nicer
we need
now
to
that it's quiet.
I think we need to
But
take
then
care of
it'll
at
bring
least
other
one.
folks up from the south, and then they'll come through the towns and they'll see, oh, look, these people were here before us and they did so much good, and
I mean, I don't mind continuing to transport goods from town to town. That's fine. I don't know about just murdering people because we can.
well, if the
right.
I mean, if she were to attack us and we were defending ourselves, totally different. But we're just plotting her murder, and
So
far we don't have any proof that she did anything other than that she happens to have a chest set that belongs to somebody else.
what else can we do?
And the word of this guy.
He also stole 3 gold from me.
I think you handed
I-
her 3 gold.
I
Oh, she
saw her
stole it.
punch him.
Yeah, you pulled it.
She
You pulled
punched
it
me.
out like that. Oh yeah, and she punched you.
As you're
She did-
sitting
she
there
did not-
bickering,
That's good enough for murder for me.
as you were sitting
Little
there
much.
bickering, the door busts open as a figure stumbles in, clearly tripping on the step as they were walking in, and they look around, and then they might make eye contact towards Whimsy, and then they kind of put up a hand and they're like, sorry, and shut the door and walk back out.
I'll run after that guy.
Yeah, I'm I'm getting up and following.
How, is this supposed to be like a non-stealthy endeavor, or are you just chasing
Yeah, I'm
after
gonna
him?
tackle his ass.
I'm going if I as soon as I spot him, I'm casting sleep on him.
Casting sleep?
Yeah.
All right. Excuse me. All right.
Be confused on what they're doing. It's like what going on?
Give me initiative rolls just to see whether or not this person, gets a jump on you.
Everybody?
No.
No, only the people.
Well, Quincy won't even be there. He'll be in his room until it's go time.
Yeah, it's only 4 people that
Yeah, and I don't think I
chasing.
would do anything right now because I wouldn't suspect that anything's
Okay.
wrong. And
Absolutely.
I might
My back is to the door.
What a great ranger.
I've been keeping an eye on the door, so that would explain why I got so high.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as this person is going to leave, they immediately see you both getting up from your chair, sprinting towards the door, and it sets in a panic for them, and they slip, and they're struggling to get away in the snow and the ice. And as you both burst out, Gat basically lunging and tackling this person, and you coming up right next to him, casting sleep. Go ahead and cast sleep.
Right. 58.
Yeah.
Holy
More
It's-
hit points than I have.
I can't remember. Is sleep in a radius, or do you get to dictate?
So
who-
it's
Okay.
it's in a radius.
It's a
and
20-foot cube.
Sphere.
but you get to
and
dictate who
it's-
you want to.
No, it's based
Oh, no,
on
no.
who has the least amount of hit points. So
Okay.
it takes out the least amount, and then whatever's left moves on to the next
Yeah.
person.
How
and
many
whatever's
hit
left
points
moves-
do you have?
31.
You have 31.
Is that
Okay.
including the
Not
5?
enough.
Oh no, I didn't give him a 5.
Not enough to put him to sleep, but yeah, it's enough to put the thug to sleep.
Hmm.
Yeah, the 11 hit points are taken away, or not taken away, but is enough to put
Yeah,
him
and
to
so if-
sleep.
if there's a peasant that's walking by that has less than 24 hit or 23 hit points, they would also drop.
Just fucking.
Yeah.
20-foot sphere.
We're
Meanwhile,
gonna
a
say
wife is
people,
screaming-
as you're scrambling out there, people scurry away from the scene and get out of the way.
Radius.
Okay. You now have a sleeping thug in your midst.
Yeah. Let's tie
I'll
him
pick
up.
him up and bring him into the room.
He'll
Sleep will
only
last
be
a minute.
asleep for a minute, so let's tie him up.
Okay.
Sure. There you go.
Guys,
I didn't want to tie him up
people
out in
are
the.
people are staring at you.
Yeah,
Well,
as you're
free, yeah.
bringing this thug in, Ogden's like, "Oh, I don't." Looks over at you, Baron. If they're gonna do anything, they need to take it down into the cellar.
Alright, let's do that.
All right. He's an informant. He's a spy. He's a, you know.
Sorry,
keep
my
referring to
friend
him as
had
the
one
thug.
too many.
So I assume he's a
Friend
bad
had
guy.
one too many. I say that to the crowd.
Give a deception check. As they clearly saw you just fucking sprint out after him.
You believe me?
Holy shit!
I've been getting so many nat 20s.
Yeah.
Yeah, so during combat, you're gonna get a lot of nat ones,
I am.
That's
I
the
know.
third one of the session. We haven't even rolled that much. Jesus.
and it's all on whimsy. None of it's on the rest of them.
Excuse me, sorry. Yeah, you see a lot of them just kind of nodding their head. Oh, that's nice. And
What a good friend.
yeah, Quincy, as you're coming down with your newly acquired gear that you had just fixed up, you see Gat carrying an unfamiliar body back behind the counter into the back room. You guys eventually make your way down to the basement, I'm sure. Sariel, do you go with or you stay up?
Yeah, I will follow because I have
Yeah.
no idea what's going on.
Yeah, all of
What
you
are you
make
guys
your way
doing to
down
that poor man?
to the basement.
Come on, Mr. Quincy. We're gonna make some meat pies for the guests.
I'll
here.
call Zed.
Wait, what did you say?
Said I'll call Zed.
Who's Zed?
I think that must be a reference that.
I
might
think
be
that's an
referencing the
out
same
of
thing
game.
Yeah.
that I'm not aware of. Unfortunate.
Alright.
But yeah, okay, we head down.
Alrighty, you're down there. Probably got maybe like 20 seconds or so before he's awake.
What
But
are you
we've tied him up.
doing?
Yeah.
We're tying him up.
No,
Yeah.
I see that, but why? What are you doing? This is just
He's sabotage for the other side. Spy.
No,
They were
Quincy's-
confirming that
He
we
came
were
in
working
and he
with-
saw Mr. Whimsy and he left immediately. That's pretty suspicious.
no. I mean, you have no confirmation that it was Whimsy that caused him to leave. He might have just
I
been in the
do.
wrong place.
I've got my dwarven gut. Never
Might
wrong,
just-
Miss Ariel.
Just
Might just
Don't
have
make
to
any
trust
sense.
us on this.
As he starts to
I
wake
don't
up and he
know,
starts
you
to
all seem
wriggling
really
in
bloodthirsty.
his tied state, he's kind of looking around.
I'm gonna squat. I'm gonna try to make sure. Are you okay? Do you need any healing? Can I help you with anything? I'm so
Untie
sorry
me
about my
right
friend.
now. You don't know who you're messing with.
I told you, Miss Serial, he's a bad guy.
Yeah, I'll back up.
You're in deep shit. You don't even know it.
Oh,
Should we
inform
just
me.
kill this guy?
That's our line.
oh.
That's our line. We should be the ones saying that. Except
Please-
you're in even deeper shit.
Please inform me as to how I am in deep shit.
Be watching your back at all times.
Okay.
They've got eyes in the walls, watching everywhere you
Sounds
go.
painful. Yeah. What do they want?
You'll know it when they take it.
Take what?
He doesn't say anything.
You have no idea, do you?
Your pretty little head. When they take your
Oh,
head,
my pretty little head. Well, thank you. You're not half bad looking yourself.
you're asking too many questions, getting too nosy.
Am I?
Yeah. So who did they send you after? Me specifically?
I was just coming to see where you were. Making
This is
sure.
noble.
And
This is the
what were
noble
you-
bard, Whimsy. You know, he comes from the south, and we're his bodyguard. So you know, whoever's messing around with him, we're gonna find out. Oh yes, we're gonna find out.
I'll tell you
What exactly?
who's messing with him.
Oh,
Thank you. Please do.
Torga's company.
Okay, that's not a surprise to me
You're
at all.
sticking your nose where it doesn't belong, and if you want to keep that nose, you'd leave it alone.
I don't mess with my nose all that often, so I am leaving my nose alone.
wait a second. What'd you get yourself into, Mr. Whimsy? What's this all about?
I think it's about the fact that what you saw me do in the
Market.
in the market. Yeah.
Don't you play
Oh.
dumb either. I know you know. Don't
Know
think
what?
we didn't see you going into Duvessa's. Don't think we didn't hear you inside Duvessa's. Don't think we didn't hear you inside the Black Iron Blade. We've got eyes and ears everywhere. All
Makes
of you
sense.
marked.
Of course, you didn't. You clearly didn't find out in time to not show me the evidence.
Do you think that she wouldn't, or did you think that she would have showed you that if she didn't want you to see it?
Yeah.
Sure. You go on, sing yourself whatever
Guys?
lullabies you need, Bard Man.
Guys, this might be the evidence. This man really likes to talk, and we could just give him to Devasa, and then
He does really like to talk.
Did Berend get Quincy for this?
Yeah,
you
yeah,
saw.
right.
Yeah, Quincy, I mean, you walked down behind everybody. You saw them heading down that way, so if you wanted to follow, that would have been 100% for you.
Yeah. I want to pat the guy down and find something that could be identifiable to him.
Like a finger.
or like a tattoo, or
Or something I can take off him without a knife.
okay. But yeah, if we just bring him to Devesa and he'll just tell him everything he just told us, then we have some evidence, and this is actually a gift, guys. Good job.
1 second,
Yeah, he is pretty chatty. How do you feel about that? You wanna go and let Duvessa know how screwed I am?
1 second,
Not
sorry.
like it'll do any harm. Oh no, it's fine.
I'm getting,
Not like it'll
You can keep talking, I'm listening.
not like it'll do any harm. You know, Torga's untouchable, right?
Yeah. How do you think she's been going on this long?
Exactly. So, absolutely nothing wrong with you just informing Duvessa of everything.
What good is that gonna do? That doesn't make any sense. Why would we go out and just create more
Oh.
issues for ourselves? We're in the
It'll-
business of resolving issues. He can't move his hands, but you see like he's used to doing one of these and kind of makes the face. Taking care of issues, not creating new ones.
Oh, of course. Right, you're used to taking care of issues like the issue of your head staying on your body. That would be resolved by informing Devessa of everything.
I mean, I don't understand why we're convincing him. Why don't we just carry him there?
That's true. If he doesn't want to talk once we're there, I can
No,
Again,
loosen his tongue.
no magic, because then it invalidates the confession.
No,
Quincy,
we
as
should
you're
leave him-
searching the body, you do see a large tooth tied around like a string of leather that's dangling from his neck, and it seems to have pattern marks, etchings into them, almost like tallies.
Perfect. I'm going to take that and I'm going to go. He should stay down here until tomorrow.
But he's our evidence. With
Yeah.
this and the chess set and everything else that we've learned, I think we finally got her.
Just
I'm not gonna talk. If anything, I'm gonna say that you guys chased me down for no reason because Torga wouldn't sell you a chess set.
kids, just trust me. Just sit on this till tomorrow.
Yeah, you
I-
gotta know that a bird in the bush is worth more than the hand.
Yeah, especially if you only got one stone.
I'm really hungry for some chicken now.
Don't
Quincy. See
Yeah?
what you got a plan here.
always.
All right, I'm gonna just punch the guy and try to knock him out, and
To take a few punches.
Yeah,
maybe
it'll take a
take
few
Miss
punches.
Ariel out of here, and I'll bring him down to the cellar place where we kept Mum.
That's where we are.
Yeah, that's where you're at
Oh,
now.
okay, okay,
Yeah.
well then, yeah. Mr. Quincy, I agree with you. It's a good call. I'll take care of this guy for now. I'll talk to Ogden.
Alrighty. After giving a few solid punches to the face and spitting out some blood into yours, he's eventually unconscious.
I'm gonna make
Fine,
sure that he's securely tied down to a bed.
Yeah.
There's no beds down here, but
Oh, what did Mum stay on then? Wasn't
a
she on
sleeping
something?
bag,
Oh,
like a straw, like a bedding
Pile
of
of
straw. Yeah,
straw?
a pile of straw.
In that case-
okay, I'll check. Yeah, I'll
I mean,
check.
you
only
could
have
you could
experience
tie him to
tying
like
things
a
to beds.
barrels. Like there's kegs of ale and things down there. You could tie him to one of the
Sure, sure.
racks.
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
We'll do that, and then I'll go back up. How did he know about? He said he heard us in Lady Duvessa's. The only people who were there were the sheriff and her. And maybe Bran. Is Bran with
Maybe.
us
Maybe
And is
they
with us.
right now?
have some
It's
magic.
not him. And Bran wasn't in with us when we were talking to Devessa anyways.
But-
Right. But he did.
I
He
read
did
about a
stay
spell.
outside.
Yeah.
Stay
I read
outside.
about a spell that if they have any magic users, they might be able to spy on people.
There's that. There's also the sheriff, like you mentioned.
Yeah, but the sheriff wasn't with us at the Black Iron Blades.
No, but he was there with Devessa, and other people could have.
And
been
Mr.
too.
Brown, you weren't you?
It's not Bran. You're gonna drop this.
It's the only thing that makes sense. He's the only one
There's
who's heard all
plenty of other
plans about it
things.
since then. Oh, really?
Plenty of other
Like
things
what?
that make
The
sense.
sheriff followed us to Black Iron Blades? I don't buy it.
I don't know what you're getting at, but I don't think I like it. Look, I know my past. I've turned a new leaf.
Oh,
proven
really?
himself.
Oh,
I
how's he
think
proven himself?
I think we're turning on each other now. I don't understand. Darren, calm down, please. Whimsy,
You're
like
upsetting
everyone
Serial.
is so bloodthirsty. We don't need to be turning on everybody. We don't need to be accusing everybody. We have evidence in the basement or the cellar of her wrongdoing. We take it to Devesta. It becomes her problem. It's not something that we have to solve for the whole city. We just had to find evidence. That was the only thing we were tasked with.
I think that that's very wise. I think that that is a good call.
Feels like doing a half-assed job of it.
But you
Well-
guys are proposing murder, and it's like your first instinct is just to hit things.
I'm not
I might hit
proposing
Serial.
killing.
We can at the very least give Vess a chance to take care of this. It is her job.
Now Quincy is the only person who hasn't offered to stab somebody in the last half an hour. So
Which
I say
is surprising.
we follow your plan. If you've got more solid evidence, I will back off and we can wait till tomorrow. But I don't I just we need to close up the other entrance because, as Baron calls him, Lava Man knows the entrance. If he was the killer of Mum, he got into that cellar without anybody seeing him, and the only way to do that was through the other entrance. He could get in and hurt that man down there.
Well, sure,
I'll
but
be.
does he know that he's down there now?
They have eyes and
Apparently
ears
they know
in all the
everything.
walls.
I would
Right.
not put it past them based on what that man just said.
Well, I'd like to confirm it if that were the case. Otherwise, I
So-
think we stick to the plan of finding him at the storehouse and trying to capture or killing him there. But Mr. Quincy has some other plan, it sounds like. I don't think we should split up. I think we should let it rest for a night, as Mr. Quincy suggested. And we go follow Torga. And I guess go with what we got, but I just don't like it. The fact that they know so much. And not knowing how.
I just
What's
feel
your
like
plan,
that man's
Quincy?
not safe in the basement or the cellar. Maybe we should relocate him someplace else. But there's two entrances to that space.
We can, yeah, that's very wise. We can keep him in one of our rooms.
No, I think we should keep him down there. If they
Okay,
do
then
come
we
from
can
him,
stay down there.
that will tell us something. If you want to check in on him, fine.
A couple of us can keep an eye out for him down there, maybe at least. Ariel, you want to join me in that tonight if we're gonna wait on it?
I can stay down in the basement or the cellar with you. Yeah.
And see,
I'm not very. I don't know. Quincy, what is your plan? You haven't really been super forthright with that.
I think that might be for the best. Why don't I know Mr. Quincy wanted to take me along and Mr. Gatt wanted to come along as well. Why don't
I'm-
Quincy, Mr. Gatt, and I go discuss that upstairs?
Okay. I know Quincy is very good at quieting, and I'm not. Being quiet is hard.
I think that's why he wants Mr. Gatt and I for this mission. You and Mr. Whimsy will accompany the gentleman and Mr. Bran as well. And we'll do what we need to do.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just go down into the cellar or basement and whatever, and stay there, and just kind of offer
We'll
food and
join.
water and be like pleasant to the captive.
Yeah, he's knocked unconscious for the first hour at least.
Yeah, I'll tend to his wounds too while he's unconscious.
All right. The other three, Quincy, Barrand, and Gat. What do you do?
So what's your plan, Mr. Quincy?
It's quite simple. All I need you two to do is to go shop. Just draw as much focus as you can and browse that caravan. Browse their wares. That's all I need.
All right.
Well, then maybe
mean,
we
they
should
know
bring
us.
Miss Cereal.
Why is that, Mr. Gat?
Well, she can definitely draw a crowd.
Oh.
Well,
Rand speaks up. Did you not listen to that guy? He said they know all of you.
So I've heard.
yeah. Well, he's down in the cellar still. We're up there, but I was just about to bring that up.
Okay.
Like Bran wouldn't have come up with us, but yeah.
Okay.
Well, they know us now, so that's good. Does that throw a wrench in your? Does that throw a hammer in your plans? Or a
Not really.
ink?
Maybe we could all be a little sneaky.
What are you going to
What?
do while we browse wares?
That's for me to worry about.
Well, it's also for us to worry about. I mean, I trust you, Mr. Quincy. Well, maybe not quite enough. All right. If you've got a plan, well, also, what if it goes wrong?
You'll
You
know
know,
very quickly.
And what are we to do? Just fight our way out, or just run?
Run.
Do what we can. All right, Mr. Gat. You need anything you can think of besides a chess set?
I guess not.
Right. I guess we'll think of it on the way.
Alrighty. Heading back out into the market, making your way through, seeing Torga on the other side, still tending to her wares. What do you do?
I guess Mr. Gat and I approach, and what do we see? Like, what's like on display? I guess you described it earlier. Can you go over that again?
It was unfortunately a lot of basic things. There were blankets and cold weather gear like snowshoes and goggles. There were lanterns. Looking back in the cart, you can still see even that dragon chest piece kind of sitting on the ledge of the wagon, just kind of out for display. Basically anything that you could find at a general goods store, you could find rope. Yeah.
And then as we approach, Torga approaches us to be an attendant.
As you're approaching, she makes eye contact with you, but then kind of walks away from her table. Kind of steps around to the side of her caravan and is just kind of making herself busy. Doesn't really say anything, doesn't really address you.
Can I tell if she's like doing this on purpose or just didn't see us coming?
Go ahead and give. Yeah, you can. I'm not going to make you roll. Just thinking that you can see that she's doing it deliberately for some reason. You don't know why, but you can sense
Is
it.
Sefik there?
Yep. He's on kind of the backside of the caravan. Give me a perception check. Both of you, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, Quincy, I imagine you're sneaking off some other way, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Gat, being the first to notice that this was probably being done deliberately, you can see that it appears that in between, like tying down straps and kind of turning her head, it seems that she's communicating with Sefik.
Like through body language.
Or I think like whisper, whisper, whisper.
Yeah, whisper, whisper,
Whisper, whisper.
maybe a little thieves'
Okay.
cant, something.
Okay. I'll kind of turn to Baron and be like, could we get their attention? Like, should I shout for them?
I guess we'll just trust Mr. Quincy and try to distract him, I guess. Howdy there. How do you do?
She turns and kind of walks back up. I didn't expect to see you around here so quickly.
Well, you see, Miss Torga, I've run into a peculiar issue, and everybody said you might be able to help. We've been venturing out into the wilderness, and I'd really like to get some goggles, but none of them seem to fit my face. We were thinking maybe you had a special pair.
She just laughs.
What did you say before that? Be back so quickly.
I just didn't think you'd be bold enough to come up here as soon as, well, never matter. Gold is gold. You want something that fits your head then, right?
Yeah.
She takes a pair of goggles and starts fidgeting with the straps that are very adjustable, kind of widening the nose piece out a little bit. She actually takes one of the others from other pair of goggles and disassembles it quickly and combines the two to get your eyes that are a little bit further apart on your face than a normal human's. I think this should do the trick. And she hands it across.
I'll put them on and kind of. Oh, yeah, these are quite nice.
Really stop the
He's a
snow from
turtle
getting
from the
into your
jungles of
eyes.
Cholt.
I could have guessed.
Oh, you know of that place.
I've heard stories. Never been down there myself. It's more of a cold weather type of gal.
Oh, I can tell by your companion. Where is he from?
Don't know. Don't care. What else do you need? That'll be 2 gold, by the way, for those goggles.
Oh, I was. Okay. And I'll just pull out 2 gold and hand them to him.
Okay, sorry, just 1 second. I gotta pee.
Again? John and his.
I
big
forgive
bladder.
you.
I don't know if
I
we're
guess
gonna be
I
able to
have
like
no
pull
room
off
to
a
talk.
big distraction here, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Well, you could have insisted that I'd already paid for those goggles.
I thought about it, but then I decided against
Push
it.
the
Yeah.
cart over and run.
That
Yeah,
would be the worst thing you could do.
Yeah, that was my first instinct. Be like, oh, my buddy prepaid for these extra gold, even. But then I didn't want to get stabbed.
You have that shell. You'd have been fine.
Yeah, but my soft underbelly was showing.
Do turtles have a soft underbelly?
I think so.
They don't. They actually the shell goes down their belly as well, but they have like
What about
armpits.
portals, Sarah?
The shell goes in the front as well, I believe.
Do they?
It's just not as thick in the front as it is in the
Because
back.
you can still go, pull your head in the shell and go full
Like standing
armor
shell.
mode.
Okay.
And as you hand her the gold pieces. Well, it's getting close to that time. Is there anything else I can do for you before I close up?
You've got a lot of general supplies here.
I do.
Do you have any weapons or anything kind of special? I saw what you did to that tiefling earlier with the chest set. I don't want to make
Unfortunately,
any kind of offense.
these aren't really for sale.
Was there something in your hands?
No, I punched his gut. I'm not gonna sell you my hands.
Well, I wasn't offering to buy those. I was looking for some special weapons or something like that. Something really intimidating and maybe has some special properties to it. Or, if you're interested in a purchase, well, I don't want to speak for my friend here from the jungles of Cholt, but he's got an interesting item. Mr. Gat,
That I do, yeah.
should we do a demonstration?
You're trying to sell to me.
And I'll
I'm sorry, I'm just an old ranger out on the wild. I don't know all the fancy business etiquette, but you know, when I find something interesting on my travels, usually merchants have the good sense to take a
All
look
right.
and let me know if they're interested.
I could do that. Let's see what you got.
I'll pull out one of the beans and hand it
Yes.
to her. And I'll say, you go ahead and plant that in the soil.
And as she looks at the bean, it is dense, it's heavy. I don't know what you're on about, but you've kind of piqued my interest. Go ahead and fucking roll me a number on the...
This is the correct use of those magic beans.
Like, as she
100%.
tosses it down and goes to step her foot onto the bean to bury it in.
I can't believe we got a 22.
Is 22
Is
the
that
statue?
the statue again?
That's a statue.
Yes!
Oh,
We totally think that's the only thing it does.
Oh my gosh.
And she buried it.
Yeah. So
it's her
a dwarven statue erupts out of the ground and starts immediately insulting her. And they get into a verbal sparring match, back and forth, insulting.
Whoa, sorry. Listen. Here, and I'll take out my mason tools and
Let it
knock
go.
the head off.
And she looks over. I can't.
Now, I know what you're thinking, but look at the stonework.
And I'll pick the head back up and mend it back together.
I'm not saying that you've been taken off my shit list, but this is definitely something that's... Wow. Would you
So
look
said
at
coin
that?
is coin, right?
What do you want for it?
I have 8 more.
Well, the statue would be, I think, is what she's asking for, Mr. Gat.
Oh,
you-
you.
Are you
It's a
saying that
perfect statue.
I could use the rest of those beans and plant them anywhere I want, and wherever I put it, it's gonna be a statue, just like
Yep.
me.
Like you. Or whoever plants it.
But, you know, you need the services. You know, it seems that the statue gets really angry at whoever plants the bean, so... But
Said
in the end, you know,
Pretty nasty things about me one day.
we've done services you know, we won't charge for services rendered for this first one.
This was
I don't know if
merely a
your friend in the
demonstration.
back there has any sort of similar abilities, might be able to take care of it in the same way that we just did. But please, like, invite him to inspect it's solid stone all about.
If
Fine.
you were to hire a mason to make a statue like this, it would cost hundreds and take months.
Even the finest dwarven smiths couldn't do such a likeness.
I would agree. This is
Not even
impeccable
the
work.
elves or the turtles.
I mean,
Well, of course, if a dwarven smith couldn't do it, then of course the silly little elf wouldn't.
the fact that you'd even suggest that an elf could do stonework better than a dwarf was... I forgive you. You don't know any better, I can tell. don't know how I can repay you for this. What do you want?
Let's call it. Can I do an insight check or like think about like how much? I don't know, because as a player, I don't know, but maybe Baron and Baron might not even really know.
Yeah, give me an insight check.
Or a history check, maybe. That'd be pretty bad.
Okay.
100 gold for this one.
Gat, do you have anything to say about that, since it's your piece of stonework technically?
I mean, that seems pretty low.
With a 4, it's definitely low.
I mean, it's you're there too. You can very easily
Right.
step in and be like, "Oh no."
How about, Miss Torga? We just call us even. You can keep this statue, and you leave us alone.
I'll consider it a deal. I'll leave you alone. But you've got to leave me and my people alone too.
So, leave you alone and 100 gold?
I mean, you are hurting people of this town.
Alright, Mr. Gat, that's not what we came here to bring up, right? We're trying to make a... I mean, it's pointless.
She walks a little bit closer to you. I know what you're after. I know it's really not me.
That's... Remember earlier when you said you wouldn't sell your hand? What if I wanted to get your hand in marriage?
Mr. Gat, is this some sort of Cholton custom?
I don't know you.
Would you like to get to know me?
God damn it.
What are
for
you,
the
a bard?
for the overwhelming majority of you, you probably don't know how deep the connection to this particular meme is. But for Todd and I, Old Greg is something that goes way fucking back. And I knew exactly. God damn it. Okay.
I know what.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, some of you might know what Old Greg is, but like that's not even the exact phrasing. But anyways,
Some say he's half man, half fish. Some say it's a
Did you learn to
70-30
love me?
split.
to lie to love me. Anyways, Torga.
That was not part of our plan in coming here. I don't know. Understand my Cholton friend, maybe completely.
Must be different customs down there in the south. Up here, if you're gonna be proposing to me, you better come with a very, very precious stone that you've been searching for. The perfect one. Because if I deny it, I'll never look at you again. So I'm gonna give you another opportunity, not right now.
Can I insight check that and see if she's sincere?
Sure.
Where is Sefik, by the way? Has he moved at all during any of this? Has
He
like, come
is
forward, or...
he is tarping down the wagon. As she said that she was going to be wrapping up shop, he is kind of tarping everything down and watching the conversation. For you specifically, Gat, with a 17, what you gather is that she is kind of telling you the truth as far as the insight for what it would be like to marry up here, but not necessarily saying that you had a chance. Just saying, like, if
Okay.
you're going to be proposing to somebody up here, you better be coming with a fucking, a precious stone. And by saying that, she doesn't necessarily mean diamond. Like, not asking for, it's more like the penguin bullshit.
Maybe like a black sapphire or something like that.
Oh, fuck. I forgot about
You
that.
did.
But I'm not sure if I want to show my hand.
Oh, that-
Yeah. I
Yeah.
didn't even think
you
about
might get
that.
married tomorrow.
Or she might fucking kill me and take it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like she's saying that right now. If you pull that out, it's just like what other tricks are up our sleeves? Bags of beans and statues. And...
I think you're in a little over your head. You should probably go home and get some rest. It's getting late.
Do I have any idea of where Quincy is or what he's doing?
Yeah, Quincy, what are you doing right now? You're kind of watching all this go down.
Oh, as soon
I'm
as
certain it's like face palm after face palm.
I'll probably be listening to it all. I wouldn't be far away. But once she's gone over and is talking to them, I'm going to approach the caravan from an angle they can't see me,
Okay.
go underneath it, and hang on to the bottom. And I'm going to use the 2 pittons as kind of like an underarm rope thing. So if I get jostled loose, I don't fall onto the ground.
Okay. I gotcha, yeah.
I'm
Making like a
gonna attach
harness
me-
for underneath of the wagon.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I'm going to attach myself to the bottom.
Did you already roll a stealth check for this? I
No,
can't
I'll
remember.
do it now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do I get advantage because they're distracting her?
I'll say yeah. Yeah, and I'll say
Statue.
Cephalic is yeah, I'm going to say that that's probably the best time that you would have done it, when the statue was making a commotion and everybody was kind of looking over towards it.
Oh,
So you-
Jesus Christ. I got a 13. I rolled a 5 and a 4.
Okay.
Why is there the best ideas in the crappiest rolls?
I think that's okay. I think you're able to use that as a distraction, and kind of, some people might have seen you, but not necessarily the people that mattered. But yeah, you were able to get underneath and tie yourself up. Do you do
And I'm
anything
gonna
else
wait
while you?
No, I'm going to wait for them to take the wagon back to where they stored at night.
Okay. What about the rest, or Baron and Gat? Are you doing anything else? Once she said, I think you should get some sleep.
All right. I don't know if anybody will be able to move this, so maybe you could get some of your people to
Oh,
shift it around.
I'm not sure if I completed my thought. I think I was interrupted by the interesting proposition. I know what you're really after, and I know it's not me. If something were to happen, I won't come after you for it.
Lava Man
But
is
you-
fair game.
You leave my business alone, and I'll leave you alone.
All right. It looks like you got something else on your mind. You've
Oh.
traveled around. Oh,
Sorry, no, I
Oh.
was in my own head for a second. I was thinking.
okay.
Yeah, go ahead, keep going.
I'll like almost turn to go, and then I'll turn back. And since you've been caravanning around, you've been around to the other towns too since all this started. What do you think of the sacrifices that are happening in all the other towns?
I think it's a bunch of rubbish, if you ask me. I think it's far beyond anything that any peasants here can do to stop it. Clearly, they've pissed off a god.
And no one knows why.
I think I have a little more in common with her than I do any of you. I think she's just vying for power. Trying to stretch her muscles across the land. And I'm taking advantage of it. Only
Sure.
the strong survive.
Aye. Well, even lone predators fall eventually. But I don't know about a god. All right, Mr. Gat. We've done our business.
And as you go to leave, she grabs you. You can't scare him. And you certainly can't charm him. And shoves you away.
Okay.
Did everybody get the context of that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So don't hit on the.
It'll all be useless.
Don't. You can't scare him. You can't charm him. So don't hit on the guy at the cart, the lava guy.
Right. Yeah.
But I think what she was really implying was that she can be charmed by Mr. Gat.
Clearly.
Clearly.
I'm telling you, use that stone, man.
I wish she
Aren't
had
you
just the-
proficient
Oh,
with
you mean
tools?
something like this? Pull it out.
Yeah, it was in my mind for sure, but that's scary.
Yeah, and I was isn't it the like the penguin documentary that talks about finding like is that Happy
Pebble.
Feet or something?
Yeah.
No,
Pebble Stone or
Yeah, whatever
Penguin
it
and
was.
the Pebble.
Penguin and the Pebble.
Penguin and the Pebble.
Yeah, that was what was in my head for that. So that wasn't. I didn't even think about your Black Sapphire. Anyways, as you all walk away and Sefik straps up some of the horses to the back of the to the front of the wagon, starts to pull off in the direction of Northlook.
But the rest of us are completely oblivious to where Quincy went, right?
Yeah, both of you were oblivious to it.
Baron just made the choice to just trust him, whatever is happening. But that does invite, a lot of risk in that. Like if something happens to him, we're gonna have no
Right.
idea.
Okay.
What do
I guess as we're walking back, I'll well, maybe you want to jump to Serial and Whimsy
yeah, Serial and Whimsy
for the last 5 minutes.
down in
I'm
the
certain we're just playing cards or something.
Yeah. Chat. I'll be chatting with Bran. I might ask Bran since I got a moment. So I gave you a pretty good opportunity to take some money and run the other night. I'm glad you stayed and just curious what kept you.
Oh. I don't know. If there's good money like that just being tossed around, I'm not gonna be one to turn it down. I'm gonna stick around and see if there's any more.
Yeah,
I'll say,
I can respect that.
just want to start over. Don't want to have
Can I
to. Go ahead. Yeah, can you insight that check?
insight check that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is being completely honest that he does not want to have to start over.
Yeah.
That he does not want to have to start, or that he wants to start over. Not that I'm there.
That he doesn't want to have to start over.
Oh.
Like, make a way for, like,
Like getting away with him having to like, okay,
Yeah.
now what do I do? Okay,
Yeah.
so he's just kind of going along with this new thing.
Thank you for staying.
Yeah. I owe you my life. You could have taken it, but you didn't.
Well, you're certainly doing more than enough to pay me back. I appreciate it. Just go back to playing cards. Are we playing cards, Ariel?
Yeah, cards, sure, but not for gambling, because
No.
gambling is not. Yeah.
I might have grabbed some rocks to use as fake chips.
Okay. Yeah, because I wouldn't gamble with you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Alrighty.
I guess I'd also tell Mr. Cat as we're walking back. Yeah, no, she almost seemed anxious to get rid of him.
I mean, business partners over years can cause rifts.
Didn't even know where he was from. Or wouldn't say.
I imagine she wouldn't say. I mean, I don't know where Serial or Quincy's from, or even Whimsy for that matter.
Well, they're from the south.
Oh, I'm from the
You
deep
know.
south,
Right.
so they're
And
from the north.
Oh, right. I guess it's all about perspective, isn't it?
But that doesn't really narrow it down.
Well, it's odd. I'd like to talk to that weirdo, but
Yeah,
he doesn't seem like the type.
No, he doesn't seem like a chatter. But
What'd you make of what you...
Maybe we could
Oh.
make a statue of him, and they could talk with each other.
It'd be interesting to hear how
It seems
would
those
make fun of him.
statues, know deep, dark things about the individual.
Did some of those hit close to home for you?
Yeah. I've
I didn't pick up
not
much of
been
it.
known to be the best druid, but I always try my best.
Oh. That's what matters, Mr. Gat. You can't keep comparing yourself to all the other druids out there, especially ones that save babies from the bottom of frozen lakes and turn them into murdering ice monsters, you know?
Well, not only just that, but how many druids do you know that spend their time in mines digging up precious stones?
Well, I don't know a lot of druids, so
There's not many.
that means you're extra special then. If not all the other druids are doing it, that means that you're doing something that nobody else is doing. And that's what's important. You got to keep true to yourself and follow your own path, because that's how new trails are blazed.
Yep.
You know, that's the way that I'm going. I'm the way of the Voluntar. You know, where people are making their way out here to the north. It's a crazy thing, you know, to come out here where it's harsh on the living. Somebody had to lead the way.
It's definitely harsh
look
out
what we
here.
made. Aye. But it's something for all the lost folk, you know.
Yep.
And it's a good thing. And it's worth protecting.
Speaking of protecting, I am concerned for Mr. Quincy.
Aye. But
Seems like
he's
he's gone off on a rail.
Yeah. Mr. Quincy has many secrets. He's a... Do you know Mr. Quincy's might be a wizard?
Yes? No? Are you sure?
He was talking about teleporting people to Neverwinter, and I was like, Mr. Quincy, why didn't you just teleport us all to Bryn Shander? But I get shy around people who have those mysterious powers.
Yeah, he's definitely a shadowy figure.
But he hasn't let us down yet, right? So we keep trusting him, and if he does, then we'll deal with it then.
Yup. I like to stay close with you, Baron, but Whimsy and Quincy, they like to run off on their own.
Maybe I should do a better job of keeping him in line.
I mean, you are our team leader.
Right.
Right.
As Quincy
Thanks,
feels
Lieutenant.
the snow mounds scraping his back, strung up underneath of the wagon, making your way to the edge of the city, of the town rather. Hear the stable doors creak open, and the horse draws the cart in. The entire stables, as you're coming in, dry inside, but empty. Seems the entirety of these stables has been reserved for Torga and her goods. Then the doors close, and you hear locking mechanism familiar as it shuts. The last thing that you hear before we end tonight's session is Torga talking to Sefik. Make sure you keep close eye on these goods tonight. There's been a lot of activity. I trust you. I won't let you down. And she walks
That's what he
up.
sounds like. It's not, I won't let you down. He
Yeah.
doesn't have like a... Okay. All right.
No, nothing. Just a normal person. And that's where we'll end for the evening. Or for the,
Can we
for the
have
day.
art